One, two.
I still hear you.
Okay. I was trying to see if it got louder.
Okay. All right. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine, man.
Okay.
You think you know about relationships, but you're wrong. Listen, there's no magic bullet. I'm teaching life skills. When you're sick, you need medicine. It don't always taste good. Nah. But it'll get you better. You need this medicine. Yeah. It ain't gonna always taste good, but this is what you need. Men and women, bottom line, we need to have the conversation. Your partner wants to give up control, but only if you know how to drive. This is about being the best you could ever be, whoever you are. I don't care if you're a man, a woman, LGBTQ, space aliens. I'll save anybody. I don't care. I'll teach a hedgehog how to have a threesome.
What do you mean by that?
Look, you don't have to listen to me, but you're wrong. Listen, I know I'm great. And I know you're thinking, Dante, there's no way I could be like you. But you could be me, you know why? Because you know who I was? Before I was me, I was you.
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Now put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.
Hey, yo. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, What Would Dante Do? The Sexual Revolution is being podcasted. And I am excited. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. What's going on, y'all?
You think you know about...
Yo, what up, y'all? If y'all can hear me in the chat, give me a thumbs up, please. If y'all can hear me in the chat nice and clear, give me a thumbs up, please. I don't want to start without us being able. Pun, what up, baby? You good?
Yep. All good. All good.
All right. And tell me if y'all can hear Punisher too.
Yeah.
Give him a test 1, 2, 3, Pun.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
Can y'all hear him? Yes. Okay. Cool. Give me a thumbs up, Pun, if you can hear Punisher. Give him a test 1, 2, 3, Pun.
Test 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yes, he is the dude who was cracking Cassie. Productive. Great. All right. Cool. Pun, what's going on, bro?
Chilling, man. Can't complain. Mad I missed that last Diddy doc.
Yeah.
I could have used that Netflix shine.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's all right. We'll get it here. Somebody says, Camilla says, love the addition of Punisher. We believe him.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, his mic is shitty as fuck, but whatever. We'll figure that out in the future. Y'all can hear him clear though, right? You know, I don't think the mic is plugged in. If you maybe change the input. Do you have it changed to the mic? Pun?
Yeah, I mean it's safe. Just put it in the USB in the back. So
and hit your mic.
But I don't know if it's my mic. I'm probably talking just on the computer, right?
Yeah. Whatever mic it is, sound like you in a bottle. Anyway, keep in mind, y'all, the fucking Cash App is up. Give me some money. Stop playing. Big shout to everybody. Welcome to Tuesday. Here's the problem. I got Punisher's, his whole mic and everything is running through one channel. So whatever. Anytime I do this, it's gonna block Punisher out. But whatever. Big shouts to everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm stalling till everybody gets in this motherfucker. But there's some stuff I wanted to talk about. I specifically had a consultation today. Let me shout out everybody who's in the building. Camille in the city, Spirit 2 Might in the building. What up? Short Shady 12, shout out. SPIO 7EP, Let's Go Cards 0421, Khalil, Dope Intellect 1 in the building. Let me see who else is in here. Leukemia. That's a funny name.
Yeah.
Spirit to Might in the building. Dwight Christian. Shout out to D. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the building. Thanks for coming in. I did not want to. We're not in the studio today. So we doing it remote. I think Harry's working today, so he couldn't come in. So I've asked Pun to finish to slide in. And he also enjoys it a lot. So this is definitely, and I like the fact that we have this. Big shout to DJ. What up, baby? So I was doing a consultation upon, and this cat called me up, and I think he was, I want to say Palestinian or god damn, the phone's coming in already. We'll get to it in a minute.
Call from
Ant.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, Ant, East Coast.
What up, Ant? What's going on, bro?
Yo, Ante Pun, how y'all doing?
Good. Pun, can you hear him?
Yeah, I hear him just fine. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, homie?
Yeah, I can hear you, Pun.
All right, cool. What's going on, baby? How can I help you?
So I don't know if you remember me. I called like a couple weeks ago. I was like the Black Samurai.
Yeah. Okay.
So the fear is pretty much gone of like asking this girl out that I work with.
Right.
But then like I found out like over that weekend that like she might be with a dude, and the dude might actually work there, but it's not exactly clear. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't I tell you to ask her out?
Yeah.
And why didn't you do that?
It was fear of like stepping on toes because she might have a dude.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's say let me get a good analogy. Let's say you want Chinese food, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but you are on a block that has nothing but pizza parlors, right?
Okay.
If you want Chinese food, does it matter how many pizza parlors is there?
No, no.
Okay, now if the pizza guy comes out the store, my friend, hey, you have a nicer pizza. Come right out of the fucking, and you don't want pizza, what are you gonna say?
I'm good, dog. Enjoy your night.
Okay, so how is this relevant to your situation?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it's not really my. Like, I don't. It's on her to inform me of whatever's going on with.
So why are you making the decision for her?
Right.
The question that you said there's fear. So my question to you is, what are you afraid of?
It circles back to the professional aspect of it because it's a workplace. It feels more delicate. You feel me?
So if she didn't have a guy, or she did have a guy, and you asked her out, what difference would that still, the professional aspect of it, would that have made a difference?
No, because I've been nothing but respectful.
Right. So then we have to say that your explanation is bullshit, right?
Sure.
Has nothing to do with professionalism. You heard something, you were looking for an out so that you wouldn't have to ask her because you were afraid that she was going to reject you. So you heard about some dude that she might be talking to. Is she bad?
I think she's probably one of the cutest girls there. I've seen her.
So my question is, do you think that there's not other guys hitting on her? You don't think she get hit on the way in, on the way out, at the club, at the bar, in the subway? I mean, does she not get hit? You don't think dudes is hitting on her anyway?
I'm 100% certain that it's happening everywhere.
Okay, so why didn't you ask?
It's fear.
Okay.
And let me also say this, right? Like, I guess to your point, there's no reason for me to worry about what the pizza man is doing or saying. Like, I talked to this girl yesterday. Like, I just asked her a simple question. I'm in a crowded cafeteria full of people.
Mm-hmm.
Asked her a question, and she's like, she starts yapping, like high speed yapping. with engagement. Like she's working. She stops what she's doing to yap in my face. And then like I make a little joke to try to end the conversation on a joke, and I turn around to walk away. This girl follows me and keeps talking.
Yeah. Hold on. Big shout out to Xavier. Thank you for the $10 in the Cash App. You know what? I think I'm gonna go live TikTok too while we're here. So my point is, here's what I say all the time. What's interesting about anything, what I say over and over and over and over and over again, is that y'all don't listen to me. Y'all do not listen to me. It don't matter. And I used to get angry at that, right? I used to be like, oh, these motherfuckers don't, but I've already reserved to the fact that y'all don't listen to me, you know? And it's just part of the thing. Hey, Pun, I got a thing. You might be a Punisher. Can you Bluetooth your headphones to the computer?
Absolutely.
Do that. See if that sounds better. Because you sound way off. So my point is nobody listens to me. Even when I tell people specifically what to do or what not to do, they don't listen. They do some hybrid version of, but you got to know when you came on and you told me why I told you to ask her out. What did I tell you last week or the week before, whenever we spoke?
Just walk up to her. Don't matter who the fuck is around, who's with her, who's the CEO of the company. She's like, yo, let's go something to eat.
Okay, so and you didn't do that because you were scared.
Yeah, I guess the boyfriend aspect kind of threw me for a loop, but yeah.
Yeah, but it was really about you just being afraid, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what we need to deal with. We need to deal with the fact that you were afraid, not anything else other than the fact that it's none of that matters. The only thing that matters is the fact that you were afraid and you didn't want to do it because you didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody on TikTok coming in the building. I appreciate y'all coming in. If y'all want to hear or call in on TikTok, all you gotta do is go on YouTube, Man School 202 or Dante Nero on YouTube, and you can actually call in and ask questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
can you hear me, bro?
Say again?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it don't really sound better. Let me see. Can you hear me in your headphones?
I don't hear you on my headphones. It just says I'm connected mic and audio on my Power Beats. That's what it says.
It says in the program?
Yeah, it says it right on the computer that it's connected.
That's fine. Can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear Punisher.
All right, that's fine. Whatever. We'll figure it out another time.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, and Samurai Dude, real quick, man. Like, this started out with her complimenting you, like paying you a compliment on a physical nature. So you were already in the door. You're just creating obstacles for yourself because you just don't want to deal with rejection, and a lot of us guys have that problem, but that's the first thing you got to move past, because she gave you the layup by complimenting you in your costume.
Yeah, she is not going to look, very rarely a woman she's not going to take the initiative. Very rarely you're going to see that. And usually the chick that aggressively goes at you usually ain't going to be the one that you want. But the point being, if she's doing that and you're not taking the lane, or you're going to turn her against you, because for two reasons. Number one, she could think that she could take it to some offense because you don't like her. She might think you don't like her and feel that rejection, or she'll just think that you fucking around and you're not really a serious dude that won't make these decisions when the decisions are there. There's a reason why I told you to hit on it. You already had the end. Punisher, you
Right.
remember this caller?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man.
This
He had
is
he had the Halloween costume. She saw him, gave him a big compliment about how good he looked in his costume, and he keeps playing games, you know, making these excuses with every excuse he could come up with that, you know, he just doesn't want to deal with the rejection of it.
Yeah.
But it's pretty obvious she's interested. And like you said, you started conversation and she kept talking. Those are like definite cues, man.
Women don't do that, bro. Here, and let me explain to you how this works. I understand that it seems like a subtle thing, but and I've used this analogy. You ever be at a party or maybe on a train or whatever, and you're at a party, and every time you look up, you make eye contact with a girl, and she's looking at you, and you looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go, oh my God, every time I look up, she keeps catching me looking at her, right?
Right.
Do you understand that there's something I call the proximity rule, right? What it is a woman will put herself in close proximity of you if she's interested. Now, doesn't mean she wants to blow you. It just means that she's interested and she's making herself, she's accessible to you, you know? So, reality, huh?
So let me just say this on your on that, and then also the ACE, accountability, credibility, empathy.
Yeah.
So like shit has just been happening in her orbit, specifically with people that she works with, that elevates me in her eyes. Like I just did on two separate occasions. I spent like hella bread on like food for hungry people here and food for hungry people like in hurricane afflicted areas. But like it was all like in proximity to her. Like so yesterday, this older dude like who I helped with that like just like bigged me up like crazy in front of her.
Put a pin in that. She already like you, dog. You want to make more of a case to how that she like you. I mean, I get it, but why? We already know she likes you. And unless you want to just, you know, you feel like this is some time that you want to take to do some masturbatory bigging yourself up, you know, I'll give you that. But we already said she's into you.
Yeah.
So the fact that you fed the homeless and fucking saved the puppy and all of that, yeah, all of that's good. But if you had done none of that, she was already digging you.
Yeah.
You know, the what do you call it? The slot machine is already paid out, nigga. Go get a bucket and pick up the coins. Like, what are you doing?
You're right. But also, like, yeah, like you told me this, and my boy told me this, but when I asked females for advice on this, they told me not to force it.
Okay, let me tell you something. Never ask women their opinion on relationships. If you want to hunt a deer, you don't ask the deer, you ask the hunter. The deer is just being the deer, walking around, eating berries and shitting in the woods. The hunter is sitting up in the tree, pissing in a bottle, waiting to put that shot right in the right in the side of the body to tear up them organs. You are listening. Why would you ever ask a woman her advice on it? I know people go because she's a woman. Yeah, but women are not even honest to each other. Women are malleable in the sense that they are different with different women. I've known Punisher 30 years, 30 plus years. We are in a situation. He's the same dude he was when we were kids. I'm the same dude that I am with the kids. Now you could have women could have friends that are dominatrixes, and they only go to formal events with this chick, and they go turn up in the club with this chick. They have different friends for different things. Guys don't have that. Go ahead, Pun. So
I'm just listening to homie, and the bottom line is, man, you just got to push past your fear of rejection, man. Like Dante's gonna keep giving you the game and giving you the information. But I already know everything he's saying. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You already know to some degree. You just got to decipher truly what are you worried about? Because all I hear is excuses. It's the workplace, it's
She might have a dude.
she might have a dude.
Professionalism. I spoke to a chick.
Yeah, get outside of all that outside noise and have some self-awareness. What's going on with you?
Is this is what I just put up. One-on-one consultations, DanteNero.com. You have a fear. And we need to, this is a bullet wound that hasn't been flushed out and cleaned. They didn't even pull the bullet out. So there's something that's making you go, come up with all these excuses because you don't really want to confront what the issue really is. And the issue, we can fix that, but I can't do it on a call on the live. But we got to dig in and get to the point where, I don't know if it's your mama said you ain't shit or your daddy ain't said you ain't shit or whatever the fuck it is or whatever. But understand something. None of that matters. I mean, it's all fixable. You have to understand that when you're born, you're a little kid, right? You have a mother and a father, right? And most of the time, even when they're good parents, they suck because they don't know. People have kids without even exploring what it entails to have a kid. They don't know how important their influence is on that kid. A lot of times they're not preparing their children for real life. And a lot of times because they don't have their own shit together half the time. Most parents don't. They haven't. I mean, we're talking about an era where just recently we're talking about, we're just talking about going to therapy and figuring out these things that these problems that we have. Check out Punish's book, Freeze the Meat, talks about his obstacles and the things that he had to go through. But as a kid, you look at your mother, and your mother is the first woman in your life, and who she is what you're accustomed to. It's what you like. It's how you perceive womanhood. And if you have a father, then your father or whatever masculine figure in your life, it also becomes the guy how you see manhood. And if you have a bad model for that, or somebody who didn't understand how extensive and how important that was, you're gonna have emotional problems. You're gonna have these fears, and so your insecurity is something that's deeper than the fact that it's professional. Or she might have a girl. It's those are the excuses. But what's underneath that is deeper. And book a consult, man. Book a consult. And I'm not gonna tell you I can fix it in one session, but we can get it. It can be fixed. You understand?
Sure.
You busy feeding the homeless and you're not taking care of yourself. You got to get this. You got to get this insecurity and this thing out of. We got to clean. We got to pull out the bullet, flush the wound, give you the antibiotics, and let you heal. And the only way you're gonna do that, there's no way to do that, because all of these obstacles, like what Punisher said, is all these obstacles they're just obstacles that you're putting them in the way because you don't want to succeed. Because you're afraid. You feel me?
That's fair.
So you got to get a consultation. DanteNero.com. Click on consult if you want a consultation. But also, your homework is to go tomorrow. Ask her out. You got her number?
Nah, but I'm gonna see her tomorrow. It's guaranteed.
Why you don't have her number?
You know why he ain't got a number.
I know, but I'm asking. It's rhetorical.
I haven't asked for it.
Yeah, I know. Why not? Because you're scared. And I don't mean that in a way to emasculate you, because we all get afraid. Mike Tyson said he was afraid of fucking Razor Riddick, not Razor Ramon. That would have been weird, right? The wrestler. But if Mike Tyson could be afraid, you could be afraid. You understand? Bravery exists in the presence of fear. Do you understand? So if you're not afraid, then you're not brave. You're only brave when you have fear present and you act beyond that. So your homework tomorrow, fuck the bullshit, please. Next week, don't call me up next week. Until next week, you call me up and tell me that you asked her out, and then you can tell me you either went on a date this weekend or that's what I want to hear from you. Okay?
Bet.
All right. I don't want no bullshit either, please. And then book a consultation so that we can get you to a place where you can do this naturally, where I don't have to jump in your ass and put my foot in your ass to so that you can think that you're worthy of your own happiness. Okay?
All right, bet. One more thing, man.
Sure.
One last thing. Nicodamus, why do white people love Wayne Radio?
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Somebody clipped that and they've been putting it out. So it is what it is. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, man.
All right,
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Just Jabari. Yeah. I got a lot of game, bro. Don't worry about it. We doing it caller by caller. We don't want to bombard the guy with too much information. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
There's gonna be situations where my input is a little bit more structured, but right now that was a part 2 of Dante already working with the guy. So
What? Somebody put something in the comments.
Yeah, they said Pun, act like a co-host. We want to hear your game too. So I was like, let's let them know.
Hold on.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Yo, what's your name? Where you calling from, family?
Hey, Dante Punisher. My name is Camille, and I'm calling from PA.
Hey, Camille. How are you, sweetness? What's going on?
Good. I just wanted to say that I love the show, and also I love men, so I just wanted to call in, if I could, and just comment on the last caller.
Sure.
Because I was literally just talking to my current boyfriend about the same subject.
Right.
And in my last job, I was, like everybody else, open. But the only reason why we started dating
was
because he was the only one that asked me.
Wait. You were open. What do you mean? What do you mean by open?
Like the dating, I was like back in town, new to town.
Okay.
And
you was open for
really
business. You was open for business.
Right. But to be honest, he was the only one that actually asked me out.
Right.
Now there were guys that were saying that they liked me. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to tell the guy, don't get it confused, because it could also be somebody trying to block you.
What do you mean?
Because to be honest, like I had a lot of guys that liked me,
mm-hmm.
And they would tell each other that they liked me,
right?
But nobody ever told me,
right?
And the only person I went out with was the one that actually asked me.
Yeah.
And here we are, years later. So I guess I just wanted to throw that out there to him, like, what you're saying is true, Dante. Just ask. Because you never know. There's, like, probably millions of guys out there that like her, but...
Yeah.
If closed mouth...
Okay, let me ask you something. Camille, on a scale of 1 to 10, honestly, how would you rank yourself?
Usually when people ask that, they say, don't say 7. So, I would say on a bad day of 5, on a great day of 8, maybe. A bad day of 6, maybe great day of 8.
So done up, you a cutie, huh?
Right.
And you got you got a fatty, Camille?
I've never had any complaints.
Ah, that's a fatty. That a modest fatty is I haven't had any complaints. That's a big old booty, right, Pun?
Yeah, without a doubt.
And I just wanted to say,
you never get somebody who got a long ass back say, I haven't had any complaints. Usually that means
A long back, I don't.
she's an assosaurus. So, but here's my thing: when you're an attractive woman and you're cute, especially on the job, you know, like the you know, because you're dealing with the people in that particular in that particular space, right? So, like,
Right.
you know, I'm quite sure you gotta. There's some mugglies in there. There's some ogres in there, and so it kind of, because of the per capita, puts you up on if you can go up to as high as an 8, and then you're a cutie. So, but my point being is, this is a situation where over and over again you get guys who are afraid to ask, and the guy that wins is the guy that steps up. You know,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I know, and I've seen your name a couple of times in the chats and stuff. Are you surprised at how afraid and how timid guys can be, and how there's such a sensitive perspective that you wouldn't think? Because if you listen to the internet,
No way, women are terrible. Oh my god.
yeah, well,
Especially with the internet now, they don't have no problem throwing you up there on the internet, calling you a brokey. God forbid you don't want to take on the roof, Chris. Nobody wants to go to Cheesecake Factory anymore. I get it. Like,
yeah, but you know what I would say?
tough out here.
I would say this. Who said I don't talk to women anymore? Stop. That's got to change. You need to call in immediately.
Yeah, he and Jack going crazy.
We all love the show. Love it so much.
No, I appreciate you, Camille. I just, you know, but I think also the response, I want to be in Roof Chris and da. I think this is just the hyperbolic nature of the internet, where anybody who is talking about this stuff is not, nobody's being honest, you know?
Right.
So the prettiest girl in the world is the girl that nobody talks to because they're intimidated to talk to her. The chick who is loudest and you know, unattractive, who's talking, man, ain't this, man, they're lonely. And the bottom line is nobody, you know, nobody's really honest about what it is, and it's on both sides. So I know, don't get me wrong, I understand that there's times where women are just saying some horrible shit. I mean, you know, pun, you could talk about that, you know, how those things have affected you. We could talk about that, but that, and how this kind of lack of empathy from women affected you in your life. But you know, we're really all very we're all very fragile, dog. It's very few people are comfortable in their own skin and are honest about what they want. But Camille, thank you so much for calling in, and thanks for listening. And tell your girls to listen, because we need more female, because I'd really like to have that dialogue, you know?
Now I did have one question, if that's okay.
Sure.
For you, and the Punisher. Okay. So, my Lord and Savior, now I don't want to show my age, but my Lord and Savior would be Miss Sue Johansson. Now, I'm not sure if you know who that is, but she used to have a public access TV show back in the day called Talk Sex with Sue Johansson. Anyway.
Okay.
And she always said, women, you want to have a long-lasting relationship, never say no.
When you say never say no, what do you mean?
Like, if you're in a relationship, just like never say no to, like, you know, like intimacy or whatever, because it takes a woman longer, you know, to get in than a man, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like I always live by that.
Yeah.
But what would you say for intimacy after arguments? Because I have a problem. People say, like, don't go to sleep angry. I will go to sleep angry. I'll wake up angry.
Okay. Let me I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but two things that you will have to do for the rest of your life is ask for forgiveness and give forgiveness. Do you know what I mean? And if you're in a situation, I mean, like, if you're dating somebody, what is the Like, give me an example of what the argument would be. Or
Well, I like to pick
even
and
better,
choose my
give me an
arguments. So I
argument
would say
that
maybe
give me one that you've had, a real one that you've had.
I would say usually if I argued about anything, it would be like finances. Like I don't
Okay,
have
finances
a problem
in
like
what
with women or anything.
in
like,
what extent? To what extent?
Maybe going over budget.
Okay.
Like Christmas just happened.
So you're saying your man goes over budget, you with a guy and he goes over budget.
It's more like maybe I go over budget.
Oh, and he's arguing with you.
Right.
Okay, and you're mad at him because you didn't stick to the budget.
No, let's just say I would be upset because once finance. I mean, I am luckily. Oops, sorry, I got the kids in the background.
Mm-hmm.
I luckily do have a life where I am afforded to stay at home.
Okay.
Right. So I don't really much have a need to work, even though I have been looking for work lately because I only have to get in an argument about money but one time. You know, and I think that maybe the internet or just like society in general tells the woman that, you know, it's cool to be a kept woman, you know, to be paid for and stuff and not have to work and everything like that. But is that financially irresponsible? I guess is what I'm trying to figure out in my life right now.
Yeah, but you said you have an argument because of you going over budget, right?
Right.
So here's my thing. If you're home and you're a kept woman and somebody else is earning the money, right? And then you go over budget and he goes, yo, you went over budget. And then you mad at him because you went over budget? That's what you're saying?
Well, once it goes into like being over budget, it goes into like, oh, well, who's going to pay this or who pays that? And if you're not, and
how is that?
Like
how
it
is
goes
that?
deeper,
Wait a minute, Camille. How is that unreasonable?
I'm not saying that it's unreasonable, but I'm just saying if there was a time to go over budget, let's just say it would be Christmas.
Okay, let me give you a guy's perspective, right? So if I'm footing the bill, right, for everything, and I'm trying to work out and I'm trying to make ends meet, and I'm in a situation where I can let you stay home, right? Which is something that a man would love to do because, you know, that's just better for the kids to have their child there with them, which is absolutely my particular situation. But I'm not going to let you dictate the money when you don't know the ins and the outs of what the money is. Do you pay the bills?
Well, I recently just stopped doing that because we did have a baby and everything like that. So I just recently stopped working.
No. I'm saying, even though he's working, do you pay the bills?
Yeah, I mean, the places in my name, the lights is in my. So, I mean, it was all mine prior to, you know.
Wait. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. Are you actually sitting down with the bills and knowing the idea from the what do you call it? Yo, what up, Lewis?
Yes.
Are you actually paying the bills?
Yes.
Okay, so hold on, big shout to Anthony. Thank you for the $10, and also thank you, Kyle Brown, for the $10 on the Cash App. Thank you. Send me some money. What I'm saying to you is, if you got to look at it from my point of view. Big shout to Will Braggs. Thank you for the $10.
Because I do pay the bills. Like he, you know, just gives me the money and everything like that. And prior to us meeting, you know, it's still my place. It's still my car and everything like that. It just took over the bills because I stopped working. So I know everything that it entails to pay bills and how hard it is to work. But that's why sometimes I think, is the being a kept woman financially irresponsible? Because this is like the first time I ever like stayed home. I never not worked, you know? So.
Yeah, but as a man, I don't care whether you did it before or I care that you're doing it now. And if this is my responsibility, then who do you think should be most responsible about the money and who's going to be more worried about the bills and what get paid, me or you?
Right.
Go ahead, Pun.
You know what, Dante? She's doing the same thing Samurai did.
Yeah.
She's talking around the situation.
Yeah.
Bill, are you struggling with being a kept woman because you're losing your
Control.
individual control, and now you're asking the third person, but you're really struggling with it, and you're trying to let's focus on you and what the issue is, because your question started out with intimacy after an argument, and now we're getting into you being uncomfortable with just being in a situation where you don't have your individual control over the finances in the relationship. Is that really the issue?
Right.
So we're just
Yes,
like
yes.
so you just going Samurai's route. You just gave us your version of the workplace, and you know what I'm saying?
And this, it was
Yeah,
my
and this and
make
that,
sure to
whatever.
say, you know, it was my bills before. It is my house. He took over the bills. Now we have a kid. It's like, come on, you not being righteous. Here's the other thing. If there's a homeless dude and he goes and I say, yo, you hungry, my man? And he goes, yeah. And I take him to the restaurant. He was like, yeah, I don't like that diner. I like the diner up the block. I'm gonna be like, you out your motherfucking mind? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she can't hear that though, because she used to having the money to go to the diner she want to go to.
Right, and that's fine.
Right.
Then go work and go back to work and do what you want. I mean, it does. You know, if you want to splurge and you willing to work and you willing to do, you know, you gonna do that, and I can still maintain the budget. Absolutely, if that's how you think, that's what you think. But the reality also is that you want to be connected to somebody and then still be in control. And this is a mutual thing. There's nothing. Is there really something wrong with him saying, look, you went over budget? If you both decided on a budget, I mean, the simple fact that you call it a budget means that you both agreed to it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you agreed to it and then you broke your end of it, how you mad at him?
Well, I mean, if you go out together and you go shopping and you go in here and you go in there, I feel like don't complain where the money's at, because you was at the same places that I was at.
So you're saying he spends the money and he goes out over budget, and then when you go to over budget, then it's a problem? Is that what you're saying? Or are you just saying he's going, hey, we're spending too much, we're going over budget?
Right. Yeah.
Well, how is that wrong, Camille? You're being unreasonable. You're being unreasonable.
I'm not saying that is wrong.
Yeah, you are saying it's wrong if you're angry and you don't want to have sex, and then you wake up the next morning angry. You realize you don't have a leg to stand on in this because you're being unfair. You understand that, right?
I think that I could be a little more reasonable.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say I get that. I get that cop out, but I want to say again, you understand that you have no leg to stand on with this fact. The fact that you have made an agreement about what the budget is, and then you've gone over it, and then because he goes, hey, we have an agreement, blah 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 blah, and he checks you, then you mad at him and you don't want to give him a blowy, and you want to wake up the next morning angry. And you don't want to get a nigga no pussy because of an agreement that you made and you agreed to. And then when he goes, hey, we made this agreement, now you want to be mad at him. Because I know that sounds horrible, right? But that's what you're doing.
Yeah. I just think it's the man ears.
What do you mean it's
the man ears?
What do you mean man ears? What do you mean man ears?
Because I think we're biased and complain if they're the ones spending the money off.
That I'm listen. we have an agreement. You agree to it. This is why I say I've never heard somebody refer to a woman as a woman of her word, because emotionally you are attached to this holiday and because of the kids and you want to do these things. But you have agreed, you have given we talk about you want a man who's credible. Well, we want you credible too. If you agreed to this and then he's holding you to this, why are you angry? You know, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to say,
I agree.
I'm going to say you don't even have a reason to. You have no leg to stand on about being. It's not man ears. It's just what's fair. If he agreed to you that he was going to be faithful, and then he was like, "Oh, I slipped out and my dick slipped in somebody else," you would have a problem, right?
I wouldn't have a problem if I was also there and seen it slip.
If you were what?
See,
If I was also there and seen it slip, then I can't be mad.
No, well, if you were there and you made an agreement to have a threesome, then that would still be the agreement. We're talking about you are making an agreement and then you're reneging on the agreement and then you're mad at him because of something that you agreed to. How are you righteous in any point in this situation?
I agree, Dante.
Okay,
And
then
Punisher.
then you got a good dude who wants, first of all, the fact that he's budgeting, right? That's what you're supposed to do as a man. That's what you're supposed to do. He's providing and he's providing and he's also talking to you. He's having a discussion with you because you both had to agree with it. So he's communicating, right? He's providing, he's communicating, he's talking to you. And you're mad because you in your feelings about your selfishness.
Yeah.
Stop.
I think I'm more mad because if we agree to, let's just say, $2,000, if we agree to $2,000 and we both go to the store and we both put stuff in the cart and it goes over $2,000, then I guess it's like I can't be the only one to blame here.
No, but then you could say we both get it down to $2,000. Do you think if you had said,
Yeah,
all right,
I think that's probably what should have happened right there. It's
right,
like,
but if you would have said,
it wasn't
okay,
like I personally.
right, but is he blaming you or he's just blaming you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
then that's not fair. But what you have to go is, well, let's get it down. Let's
But
see.
I do appreciate that somebody is willing to just give me money in general, or not like give me money or anything
Well,
like that. But
Well,
just
you don't sound
like,
No, not when it don't go your way. You don't appreciate it.
right. But
Camille, you got a good dude who's looking out for you. Be better. Stop
right,
playing.
that's what I was saying. I said I was gonna say that I do appreciate it.
Then you need to be better.
You know, so
and then you're gonna withhold
that's
sex.
why I listen. That's
I know.
why I call in.
I know. I'm not mad at you. We're having a discussion. But when he comes home, go suck his dick. Tell him thank you for being a good husband and good baby father, whatever it is, and suck his dick. Give him some pussy. Stop being selfish and being a child. You acting immature.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind tomorrow.
Why
Maybe
you
the
still
next
mad
day.
today?
But definitely the next day for sure. I was like, but thank you so much, Dante. Honestly, I really
All right,
appreciate
sweetness.
you. And Punisher, read me, wrote me. Okay, thank you very much. We believe you, Punisher. We believe you.
All right, baby. Thank you, Camille.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is that's an interesting call. I'll tell you why it's an interesting call. It's because here's a woman that listens to the content. She loves the podcast. I always see her in the chat, right? But still, her womanness is coming through, even though like we're talking about this in real time. Right? She's like, I don't want to get no pussy.
To accept, press 1.
What's your name? Where you calling from, family?
What's going on, man? Jake from Florida.
What's going on, Jake? How can I help you, bro?
1 second, sorry. Yeah, So, how y'all doing tonight? Dante and Punisher, how y'all doing? How's
We
everything
good, bro.
going?
All right, yes, sir.
Awesome,
Fellas.
awesome. So basically, it's a situation where, obviously, I've been tuning in for a while. I've been making it a point to really stay on top of laying the bricks.
Mhm.
Like you say, like you administer 5+ a day, no negotiables. I've been making it a point to do, 6 or 7. I've called them before. So basically, one of the few questions I got for you
Wait,
is,
stop real quick. You said no negotiables. I don't know what you mean by that.
no, so you know how you have a lot of, I've been listening to you for a long time.
Right,
You
but
know
I
how when
think
you
I
have,
think you're mixing something up with else. And when I say relationships are easy. You just got to know,
your non-negotiables and never
and then never
negotiate.
negotiate. I don't know how that's relevant to the other stuff.
Well, what I was trying to say was, sorry, I was doing two things at one time. What I was saying with the negotiating was, I know how when it comes to the bricks, a lot of the times you'll have, callers or fans or people you did a consultation with. You will say like you need to do 5+, or just five the baseline, and then someone be like, oh, well, I did 6 today, or I did 5 today, but I didn't do any yesterday. I've been making it a point to do the 5 every single day since I've started, 5+. And just to maximize the potential results that's forthcoming, I do 6 to 7. I try to make that like my standard, just so I don't, just rely on the baseline.
Okay.
But nonetheless, one of the questions I have that I wanted to ask is and not that it's a big deal, but it is something that I have been thinking about. What really kind of constitutes the brick, right, is the approach in it, correct?
No.
That's what really.
Okay.
Well,
stop.
Can I explain myself really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So basically, it's a thing where, like, okay, say if I'm having a conversation with like somebody else, and then like say I'm at an establishment, I'm having a conversation with somebody, and then the lady walks by and something striking about her catches my attention. I make a compliment on her, right? That happened to me this morning. I was at the gym. I was talking to the front desk lady.
Okay.
And the lady who was checking in, she had a nice outfit on, and I complimented her outfit.
I got you.
Now, part of me was like, okay, because I've listened to you for so long, and on top of that, I've actually been making it a point to consistently lay the bricks, and then I think of your counsel. Part of me is like, okay, well, I feel like it's on the line of giving a brick, but at the same time, that was kind of easy because she was going to have to pass by the front anyway. I just so happened to be there versus, let's just say she's at her workout machine and I'm passing by, I see her. I intentionally approach her with the sole purpose of laying that brick and then going about my way. That's essentially what I was asking.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. If you just do the 5 brick, don't worry about all of that.
Okay.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
Brother, how long have you been doing the 5 bricks?
So this Thursday I'll make 4 weeks.
Okay. So what I'm hearing from you, man, is you are almost acting like the 5 bricks is the entire concept Dante's trying to teach. And this is just the very, very, very first step to getting you comfortable with interacting with women. So I think what you got to do is you got to get your mind state out of being stuck in the 5 bricks and just do it to the point where it's natural to you. Stop overthinking it. Learn to interact with women and then move on. I think you're sticking yourself in that space of trying now you are creating strategies and you're overthinking something as simple as just a compliment with no strings attached. So you're complicating something that's supposed to get simpler with time. 4 weeks in, it's supposed to be simple, not more complicated where you're calling in, strategizing, just giving a woman a compliment with no strings attached. So you're actually going in reverse with what the scenario is supposed to be.
Right. Well, Punisher, if I can't respond to that, I definitely appreciate you expressing that. The thing is, like, in the 4 weeks, almost 4 weeks that I've been doing it, I've been trying to reduce the complexity of it, just trying to simplify it as possible.
Let me say this. Let me jump in. It can't be less. It can't be less complicated. You are complicating it. What am I asking you to do? Observe somebody who you may or may not be sexually attracted to, right?
Right.
Say, I love your shoes. I don't know how it could be any simpler than that.
My point exactly.
Huh?
Go ahead.
The reason why it's complicated for you is because you're dealing with fear and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I always say this: the system I put people through it's simple, but it's difficult. It's not complicated, so it's easy, but it's difficult because you're dealing with fears that you've had your whole life.
Agreed.
And so all of this other thing is you jacking yourself off, bro.
Yeah, I've heard you use that before. Well, Dante and Punisher, what I was trying to tell you guys was, and just so I can clarify my statement, I've been laying the 5 bricks, but I haven't, when I say reduce it, meaning everything that you just said and have spoken on for years to come, that's what helped make laying the 5 bricks easy. And it's nothing more than, like you guys said, I'll approach a lady where something about her is strikingly remarkable to me. I'll compliment her on that, and then I keep it moving. That's purely what it is. Like, I don't overthink it. It's gotten to the point where in the almost 4 weeks that I have been doing it, I've been simplifying it to just that, and that's been helping me remove any bit of emotion from the situation and making land the 5.
But you're making it clear that you have emotion. Everything that you're saying is revealing that you have anxiety about this. That
really?
This is everything that even though you're a month in, you have anxiety. You're asking these detailed questions when I don't mind answering them, but I'm just saying if you're just doing what I tell you to do, right? If you think you're ready, look, okay, here, let's do it like this. What have you noticed since you've been doing it a month, right? What observations have you noticed since then?
Well, for one, it has become easier, and 2, all of the fears, like you guys mentioned, everybody who undergoes the process have. There is no absence of fear per se, but it's one of those things where laying the 5 brick is like natural.
Okay,
like
stop. You need to do this until the absence of, you need to do this until there is an absence of fear. Do you understand? You haven't done it long enough to do. When you get to the point where you don't have where you don't have the fear is, and if this is becoming a problem, you need to make a consult. You need to do a consultation.
Yeah.
The reason why you need to do a consultation because there's other stuff. There's definitely other stuff working on your psyche underneath this.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, if I can be completely honest with you guys, I think it's probably just the way I'm describing it. Because,
no, it's not. I'm reading it loud and clear. There's nothing that you're saying that I haven't heard before. There's nothing. There's none of this. I know you think that this is special but it's not. You're on the first phase of this thing, and you've been doing it for a month. There's nothing that I haven't heard before. There's nothing. I get the sense that maybe you're of a little higher intelligence. I have a problem. I always have a problem with guys who are smarter than other guys, or at least that guy, because smart guys like nerds, even like myself, I'm a nerd, the point you can find 100 ways to talk yourself out of what you should be doing. That's because you're smart enough to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So you're literally in a situation where you're talking about you're making all these excuses and all this, and you're complicating this in a situation where you don't, where you're not, you're preoccupying with all of this. Well, all I'm really asking you to do is fucking, is just do the process.
Right.
Just do the
Dante,
process.
If I can say this, man, I think I really just kind of expressed myself incorrectly here. Because like I said, for the past 4 weeks that I've been doing it, it's been strictly that. Like ever since I started doing it up until now, like I have pretty much no fear. Like even when it's a thing where, like, let's just
you understand that's just, you just contradicted yourself.
Mhm.
You just said it's not like there's an absence of fear. Now you're telling me that you're not afraid.
Like I said, I misspoke earlier, but I'm being completely honest with you when
I'm not saying you're not. What I'm saying is that, first of all, it's only 4 weeks, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
only 4 weeks. Now,
Right.
how long have you had the stinking thinking and the things in your head prior to starting this process?
The entirety of my life. Yeah.
Exactly. So what I'm
Right.
saying is, so if you think that you're gonna have, look, don't get me wrong, I think that laying the 5 bricks is a magical thing. Changes your perspective, and it's and Punisher, and I know we didn't have that. We didn't have a blueprint. Like,
Not at all.
we just had to figure it the fuck out.
No,
So-
I agree.
So what I'm saying is, you have years and years of self-doubt and not knowing what to do, and I'm giving you a blueprint to this, which is in my own opinion is fucking amazing. And it's foolproof. It's foolproof to the point that that it's just not going, and you're going into this scenario with all these questions, and you just need to do the process, bro.
And that's what I've been doing. Like I said, I think when I mentioned earlier, and I hate that it came off like I contradicted myself. If I could just erase that and just tell you point blank period, just how it's been going the past 4 weeks. Yes, before I started doing the process and stuff, I had the thinking, I had everything you guys mentioned. But point blank period, since I started laying the 5 bricks and making it a consistent habit, I know I mentioned a slight bit of fear, but truth be told, like, the first thing that I think of when I wake up is one of 2 things. One, completing the book that I'm reading every single day, obviously trying to better myself, following along with Ace, and then making sure I get my 5, 6, 7+ bricks in a day. And it's one of those things where the minute I see a lady that something remarkable about her sticks out to me, whether it's something she has on or a tattoo or the way she wears her hair, it's a thing where when I first started, it was like, okay, there was that little bit of fear, but as time progressed on now, it's gotten to a point where it's like, oh, there goes brick number 2. I literally tell myself, there goes brick number 3.
Okay,
there goes brick number
stop
4.
again. Stop again.
Yeah. There you go.
I know we're on the same page.
Right,
Listen,
right.
brother, you need to understand, right? You are turning, as I said earlier, you're turning laying a brick into the final goal, right? So let me just ask you a question. What do you hope to establish for yourself through the process of laying the 5 bricks? Let me hear your answer to that. What's your goal
Exactly.
with laying the 5 bricks?
Exactly what Dante professes, where it's getting rid of that approach anxiety, and then just whenever I see something that catches my attention, I act on my initial feeling right then and there.
Okay, so when you identify a woman and you go, here's my next brick, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your level of authenticity in that? Because the brick is just supposed to be an honest, spur of the moment compliment that you noticed, right?
Right.
When you turn it into, there goes my next brick, right?
Mm-hmm.
How authentic are you in that moment? Is it about succeeding the brick, or is it about the honest compliment? Because I think that's your gray area. You've lost the sight of just doing an honest, nonchalant compliment process, and now you're turning it into a goal-oriented strategy.
You're turning it into a
It's your
thing.
number.
You're
You
making
know?
it a thing.
And see, that's my point. It's okay when it's a thing week 1. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even week 2. But you're supposed to be moving further away from it being a thing to just natural. And that's what I'm not
Right.
hearing in your conversation. And I'm
I
just making
understand.
sure you didn't lose sight of that. That's why I asked you, what's your goal? Because you
Mhm.
want to become as natural and nonchalant with this, opposed to strategizing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
here's my next brick.
I
You
don't
know?
teach game. I don't teach
Of
game.
course.
I
Of course.
I give you tools to transform. So let me go back, because there's a couple of things in the comments, right? Number one, somebody was like, let him finish his sentence. Somebody, first of all, I just blocked that idiot who was in the account talking about he don't even talk to women or whatever, talking about
I
Patrice
wish you
or
would have
whatever.
left him in, man. I wish you would have left him in. I was waiting for us to get some time to address him.
Well, if I can't say one thing real quick, Dante, I'm glad you brought him up, and I'm actually glad to be on this side of this type of conversation, because I remember when I was and not to shit on anybody in the comments, but I remember when, let's just say, a gentleman like me was on the phone with you, and he was kind of explaining like how he was going through the process. You would have that guy in the comments that had whatever he had to say. And then because I wasn't doing it, was like misery loves company. So I was kind of laughing and giggling along with the person making fun of the dude on the phone. So yeah, I'm just happy to be on this side of laying the 5 bricks or just taking action as to
okay,
what
but
you
you
compress.
let me explain. What I want. First thing, that dude who was talking shit, I just blocked him. I'm gonna tell you why I blocked him. It's people like you why I blocked him. And let me explain what I mean. There are people who have all kinds of trauma and have fear and anxiety, and this place needs to be a safe place for you to come and kind of be honest. And so if I see somebody in the chat like being a dickhead, I'm gonna just block them.
No, that's fair.
And the deal is I need everybody. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna be honest with you.
Agreed.
So I'm calling you out because what you're saying to me, you're not going. I don't think you're trying to lie to me, but I think that you are uncomfortable in the place where you're not comfortable in your skin yet. And I want you to understand. It's okay for you to be afraid. It's okay for you to be scared. It's okay for you to have the anxiety. The process of laying, the idea is, the idea is that you need to be in this, and I don't mind, that he that you're that you have questions and stuff, but I have to be honest with you. You've only got 4 weeks in, and even with the 4 weeks, you like what Punisher said is you're not understanding the true spirit of what it is. This is why I made the task so easy. It's so simple. It's so easy. You don't have to get a number. You just need to drop the comment, so you don't have to worry about rejection. That's the first thing.
Of course.
Secondly, it only has to be honest. So you don't have to worry about, it doesn't have to be only women you want to have sex with, which means that if you have a situation and it's some old lady or some crotchety old lady, you don't have to worry about that because you really have nothing at stake. So it's non-transactional. I have taken this and polished this process to make it as simple as possible. So if you're overcomplicating it, you're overcomplicating it. It's not a complicated process.
Yeah, like basically, bro, it's like basketball, right? It's like you got a wide open layup, and so because you made 10 layups in a row, now you're kind of trying to go through the legs and reverse layup it. You know what I'm saying? And you're just making the layups more difficult, and they should be getting easier, man.
Guys, if I could be honest, I don't know if it's I really don't know if it's the way I'm explaining it or not, but I'm doing everything in my power to keep it when I am out every single day, you know, laying the 5 bricks.
Let's do this. Stop. Let's do this. You call back after. I mean, you can call back whenever, but call back after another 4 weeks.
Which is fair.
And we'll talk about the anxiety. And then call back after another 4 weeks. And the point is, there will come a time where you do this so frequently, even though you're trying to complicate it, it will get easy. It just will. And the anxiety will remove itself. And this idea of you being all of that is
Right.
nothing. It just removes itself because the process is so foolproof. Okay?
Agreed. If I could really quick, only because Punisher mentioned it earlier when he was asking me about, you know, the 5 bricks and, you know, my approach to it. I was saying what I say as far as like, because I also want to make it a thing too where I'm not, you know, objectifying the women, just reducing them to a brick. Like I want
Stop. You're getting ready to do more. You're doing more. You're doing
Well,
too
I was just
much.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I just want you to lay the brick.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I don't want all of this other peripheral stuff is the things that complicate the process.
That's the through the legs reverse layup we're talking about, bro. That's my analogy, you know?
Just be sincere and lay the brick.
That's exactly what I'm doing is what I'm trying to tell
Okay,
you guys.
you need a consultation because I'm done going back and forth with you now because what I'm seeing and what Punishers is seeing, especially, I would see it anyway. But the fact that he is confirming the same thing that I'm saying, I know I'm not off. Because
and I'm not saying you guys are. You know,
let's stop. It doesn't matter if you say I'm off. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, no offense, I don't give a fuck what you think about it. I'm telling you what it is because I want to help you. Now you can receive that or not. I know that you are saying things and you have said things that allude to what your emotion is underneath it. It's possible that you're not aware of that, it's not cognitive and you're not conscious of it, but I'm telling you it's there. Okay?
I respect that. And if any way during this entire phone call it came off like I was
I don't understand something. I don't even care about that. I just want you to be successful.
I appreciate that, and I do too.
And that's all that matters. And so anyway, look, you have to understand that all of these things that you're doing, that you are doing, like make no bones about it, you're doing the things that I'm saying you're doing. But I don't think you're being malicious. I don't think that you're strategizing and you're trying being deceptive. I think that you are keep trying to tell me something that I know is the case. And when you get to the point where you get past that, you will see that what I'm talking about is what I'm talking about is the case. Okay?
It's just
say no more. We gotta go on. Because I'm losing my shit now. Because you keep trying to tell me it's not. And it is. Okay.
I'm not saying that it's not, Dante.
I don't know. Just lay the 5 bricks and call me back. And I want you to understand something. I'm not angry.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay. But you keep trying to tell me it's not what it is, and I'm telling you it is. And
Dante,
Punishers telling you it is.
Let me just get a pointer, bro.
Go ahead.
You want to feel with laying your brick that it's as simple and a lack of a thought process as possible.
And that's what it's been. In all honesty.
Okay. All right. So then just keep that energy, right? And just make sure you don't complicate it. The bricks are for you. The bricks are for you to feel as comfortable as possible with interacting with women. And believe it or not, bro, it is the babyest of the step.
And here's the thing about it, no matter what happens, like the system is so foolproof. Whatever this peripheral, it goes away. It goes away.
Yeah, of course. And I've witnessed it. And that's what I was trying to say earlier about Punisher's question. When he was asking me about my approach to laying the brick, I was saying
big shout to Miss Slide away for $5 on the Cash App. Thank you.
Okay, I need to correct you real quick, brother. I didn't ask you what your approach was. I asked you what your
Go ahead.
goal.
Sorry, I don't want to misquote you. I apologize.
No. So I would love to hear the answer. If your answer is what's your goal, I'll hear that. Not necessarily your approach.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Goal.
Well, right. So what I was trying to answer a little bit earlier, was saying along with what I said before was when I mentioned like there goes brick number 3, 4, 5, or 6. What I was trying to say to you, what I was basically trying to finish up with that is that it lends itself to the credibility of being authentic. It's not just something where I see some lady with a t-shirt on.
Stop. You didn't even answer the question, bro. I hope
we gotta move on. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you keep reasserting this nonsense, and the point is, just do what I'm telling you to do. And if you're doing that, that's fine. And if I'm wrong, I'm not wrong. But if I'm wrong, okay, I'm wrong. I apologize for being wrong. But I'm telling you, all of this yapping that you're doing says exactly is really the point.
Well, Dante, can I at least tell you?
No, you can't. Hit dog, don't holler. Hit dog, don't holler. You're explaining this because you're trying to convince me. You're not going to convince me.
Well, that's not necessarily. Well, the reason I had brought it up to begin with is because I remember a question I was asked a couple weeks ago earlier, where a gentleman was saying, "Well, there's a brick count of it in the workplace." And you were like, no, it doesn't. Yeah, you should be. That it serves for good practice.
There's a reason why I said that. So let me explain. Let me make this clear. Because when you have to make an effort to do this, it's different than you being in a workplace where it's just I'm not saying that doesn't help, but it's the act of you actually with the intention on laying a brick that makes the difference. So what you're saying is all of this stuff is. It's basic shit. It's beginner shit. And all of these things that you're talking about is the beginner shit that every guy that talks to me, every guy who I've consulted, thousands of guys that I've consulted before, it says the same questions and it all changes in the end. All these questions, all these things that you think are issues are not issues. And they won't be. Okay. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Let me read Mr. Slideway. Hey Dante, does the 5 brick approach work in the club or party environment where loud music? It works as long as they can hear the brick. I mean, let's be honest. If you're talking in a situation where she can't hear what you have to say and you can't deliver it, then it doesn't work. But if you can pull her to the side or whisper in her ear or whatever the fuck, that she can hear you, then it counts. I'm going to say something, you pun. And here's the thing. I go through this a lot of time with guys. This is what happens whenever I get a philosophical or a smart dude. They come with every reason why, and first of all, you're not smarter than me, especially not in this shit, right? Second of all, I've heard it all, right? So there's no question that you're gonna ask me that I haven't heard before. I very rarely has there been a situation. The last time I heard somebody ask me a question was a guy who was doing arranged marriages in Dubai, where I had to let me see how the principles match up. But even then, it didn't take a lot to kind of figure that out. But my point is, this is like a guy who wants to play basketball, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't open the phones up. This is a guy who wants to play basketball, buys a new pair of Jordans, buys the headband, the Jordan rip-away pants. But then, I don't mean that he's not getting on the court, but he's not getting on the court with you don't need any of that. You know what I mean? There's a dude right now in Africa. I don't know if you've seen that dude on TikTok in Africa who he has a dirt rim made with a garbage can and he's playing on dirt and barefoot. And the dude is he's 6'11" and he's nasty. So there is I've seen this fundamentally over and over again. Hold on, I'll get back to it in a second. What's your name? Where are you calling from, family?
Hi, my name is Lazy. I'm from Chicago.
Lahiam?
Levy, like
Levy.
gravy.
Yeah. What up, Levy? What's going on?
Chilling. I think this was just a really interesting conversation because, somebody calling in about the 5 breaks. It's always interesting to hear others doing it.
Yeah.
And I think where his thing is coming from, and I kind of had this in the beginning too, which was like the number 5 a day. At the end of the day, what I think this guy is the best thing that's gonna benefit him is if he forgets the number and just adds it into his daily routine and just does it for months and for years, forever.
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think what trips people up, and it's just because nobody's ever called in to asking that specific question that we spoke about this. But what tripped me up in the beginning was trying to get 5 a day, and then it became a numbers game, and it became this whole thing. And then I only realized after like 3 months of like, first off, I was having trouble doing 5 a day.
Right.
And then I was getting all in my head about it.
Right.
And then if I missed a day, I'd be all fucked up. And then I realized like I'm doing it. Like this is part of my daily routine already. And I just accepted that. I know I kind of freestyled it, but it still changed my life. I don't think I did it right because I didn't do 5 a day. But at the end of the day, I think what's important to emphasize sometimes is that people forget the number. They have to do this eventually. They forget the number and just do it. It's part of them. They compliment people.
Right.
They're
But
more
what
social.
do you, well, I'm not even going to ask you. What complicates it, right? The thing that complicates it is fear. You understand?
That's fair.
That's the only thing that complicates it. It's not a hard thing to do. The directions, anybody with half a brain could fucking follow through it. That's why it's so simple. What makes it difficult is the fear of rejection, the fear of getting cursed out, the fear of the things and that is really the whole purpose. That's one of the main purposes. I mean, there's multiple things that this does to put you in perspective. But one of the things, the first thing is to overcome the anxiety.
Yeah.
What I find over and over again is this is a situation. I'm a good friend of mine now who has had a lot of success. But he came and met me at a club, was a fan of the show, met at the club, and we're actually good friends now. And I said to him, your problem is you don't take up space, right? And he goes, what do you mean? What do you mean? I go, you don't take up space, right? And he argued with me. Oh, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. Blah, blah, blah. Now, if I say that, right, what does that mean, Pun? If I tell somebody he doesn't take up space,
it means nobody's gonna notice him. Nobody's gonna. He doesn't have a presence. There's no.
And he's not trying to. He's literally making an effort to sink back into the background. I said that he argued with me up and down, and I met him. It was 2 minutes of meeting him. I could just see his body posture and stuff. But he was awkward. He didn't really know how to speak. He didn't think that he was worthy of speaking, to the point where we've been friends for about 4 years. And sometimes I'll call him up and say, yo, how you doing? How's everything? You good? And he'll be like, man, it's weird that you call me and check up on me. And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, I mean, you are who you are, and I am me. And so even in the context of the fact that we have a friendship, a lot of times he doesn't feel worthy of the friendship. That's self-esteem.
That's
so
brutal.
Here's the thing, self-esteem, even how would you have that thought process and it not be Samurai said, I'm glad that I called in. I needed the tough love. Yeah, I know. It's not you going to tell me that I don't know. There's no situation that I'm not going to understand. It's nothing you're going to tell me about this game that I don't know. I mean, there may be there's situations where when it comes to something where Punisher's here and I may be slipping up, not even slipping up, but a dimension to it that maybe I'm not speaking on. But I've seen it all. I've done it all. I know it. This is what I do. This is how we do it. I've had so many. None of these things are special. And if I talk to you enough, you got to understand something. Do you know what a poker tell is?
No.
People play poker. The reason why you see when people play professional poker, they wear sunglasses and a hat is because they have these things that give away when they have a good hand or when they bluff, because the body cannot really lie. Even when the body is great at lying, there will always be a tick or something that reveals that you're lying. And when you play professional poker, which I have friends of mine that play professional poker, once they get your tell, your poker tell, they're gonna take all your money because they know what you're doing every time you do it. Everybody has a tell. They have a tell when there's anxiety, when they're afraid, when it is, and if it's just like you ever hear somebody say, "Yo, I'm a real man. I'm not gay at all." You be like, you like dicks. Because anybody who's comfortable in their skin doesn't say that. You don't make that distinction. When you hear somebody go, "I'm an alpha male and I don't," it's like you like dicks. Stop. Or if you're aggressively mean to gay men or something like it, you're homophobic in a way that it is Trixie, I know what he's gonna say. And it's a way Trixie says, here's what she says. But why I'm cutting him off. He goes, we gotta know let the caller land their point because we don't know what they're gonna say. Understand something, Trixie. Damn, Trixie, you fine as shit. But here's the thing, Trixie. This is counterproductive to everybody else because I don't want to give them an opportunity to pick up this bullshit. This is stinking thinking and to justify it. This is how the incels came into play. You have people in a group of people online supporting bullshit.
Yeah. And to add to that, Trixie, even though you looking from the side, you may not realize what he's going to say or not say. Like Dante said earlier, you can already tell with his ramblings what the point was and what the problem was. So it was just easier to just nip it in the bud. Because if he would still be talking right now.
Yeah.
And you'll be waiting for what his point was and what he was going to say.
I want to say that,
big shout to 1,000 Bottles. Thank you for the $9.99 fan character with eyes wide open blushing.
Definitely Dante and the Punisher. I mean, you guys know your shit, and so you can see where somebody's coming from, what they're about to say before they say it. But I also sometimes, maybe in the beginning, I do want to hear people talk a little more, and then you can debunk them, give them a knock on the head.
Yeah, but I also don't want to give this the validity. We talked about this.
It's no validity.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying get me sitting by, letting him talk about this, and then re-explaining what he meant and look.
That's fair. He was talking about it went on for a little bit.
I said you're afraid, and your preoccupation, like what Punisher said. The strategy is, look, if Jordan goes to charity, goes to a elementary school basketball team to give his time, right? He's not watching game tape for the 8th grade basketball. He's just gonna go show up and give them pointers or whatever because they're not even on that level for him to watch. Now, if he's going for if he's going for a ring, then he's gonna watch game tape. Do you understand? The point is when somebody calls me up and says, this is what my situation, when do I ask? How do I ask? What they're ultimately saying is, I'm afraid of what the outcome would be. Can you give me the best case scenario that I can give, that I can do so I don't lose? And that in itself is transactional.
Absolutely. But I just want to say that this is like, I feel like that this is a kind of historical conversation is not, that's a crazy
Say your
term, but
piece.
it's just
Say
like,
your piece.
I don't think that this was said before, that 5 bricks a day is for months, 2 months is super important, but that the end goal of this is that I think we need to emphasize that it's that eventually they stop counting and they do this for the rest of their lives. And the more, the better, you know, like people will find that even in a day, like if they compliment 5 people, it's so much easier to compliment more in a day, you know, after the 5. And so I think he was just calling in and he didn't know that. And
Yeah,
I
but
think
here's the thing. You're putting the cart before the horse. It's like if I'm teaching you how to box and you don't know how to stand in a balanced stance, and then you're asking me what is it going to be like when I throw 6 blow combinations? First of all, I don't even know if you're capable of throwing a 6 blow combination. Second of all, who gives a fuck? Third of all, focus on the task at hand. The questions beyond that tell me that you're not focusing on the task. You're focusing on the next task, which means that you're not present, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not part of Land of Fire. I don't even know if I want to say this because I don't want to open up another can of worms, but the bottom line is, talking about the next step, right, is the thing that makes you fuck up the first step. You understand? So it overcomplicates a situation that I have worked my butt off to simplify. You understand?
It's a good point.
I don't even explain that it has to do with you being present. You see, so I'll just cover it really quickly. Laying the 5 bricks, it gets rid of the anxiety. Number 1, everybody on here that I've consulted with that's here are liars. Not liars in a malicious sense. I mean, I believe that my fan base is a good bunch of good guys. They don't particularly steal. They're not going to try and steal somebody's girl. They're not going to do shitty. Because you wouldn't be, it's hard to receive. My truth sharpens your honesty. So I don't like the idiot who's in the chat talking shit. That's a miserable dude who's unhappy. And because he's unhappy, he's hating on me, talking about Patrice and this. And I'm like, eat a dick, nigga. I'm here. And how about this? Even if he calls in, I'm so dope that I would help him. Because I know that his aggression and all of this comes from the fact that he can't get his dick sucked. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants him. His mama don't like him. His daddy don't like him. He ain't got no friend. That's why he's talking shit. So I'm not offended by what the fuck he says. I'm not offended by anything. I had a friend of mine who called me up and apologized, did some really mean shit to me. And he called me up but he was like, had an alcohol problem. And he called me up, one of the 12 step plans is to call your people up and apologize. And I said, yo, you were really mean to me. And I didn't think it was fair. And he was like, well, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I go, well, you didn't hurt my feelings. I go, because I don't give a fuck about what you think. Really, what I wanted to say, let's be honest, you got a substance abuse problem. You don't got your shit there. Why would I give a fuck about what you think? And you ain't even got your own life together. I wouldn't say that, but that's the truth. The point is, it is. And even if the dude that's in the comments, if he calls in with a genuine need to fix his shit, I'll help him. Cause I'm righteous. That has nothing to do with him being righteous. It's me being righteous.
Yeah, and I always take, man, it's been so fun kind of adding those things to my life, these different just being more honest, more righteous. I really enjoy listening to this. There's definitely been, I don't really listen to a lot of self-improvement stuff or like read books.
Yeah.
Well, you should. But this is the show.
You should read.
Is the show I come
you should read, though.
I definitely should read.
Start reading. I'm going to tell you something. Like, Pun has seen me do comedy, right? There's a guy I know that started doing comedy the same time I did. Maybe he had been doing it 5 years before me. And he was like, yo, I'm going to create a database where I could take each one of my jokes and put it in the database by the date, by the name and the date I created it. And then I'm going to take a video and I'm going to attach me doing the video to that. So I can have this database on computer and I can fucking click on it and I can remember the joke and I'll archive it and be alphabetical order and then by subject and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And as a young comic, I was like, oh, this sounds great, right? Punisher will come to profess. I go on stage. I don't know what I'm going to say. If they tell me to do a half hour, I do a half hour. If they tell me to do an hour, I do. If they tell me to do an hour and 20, I'll do an hour and 20. None of that database thing matters because you become it becomes so naturally what you do that it's not even a thought process. He's 4 weeks in. Of course it's awkward and stuff, but it's gonna take him longer to get to where he needs to get because he's overthinking it and he's strategizing and it's this and that and the other. It's masturbatory. You jerking off.
I was like, what did you mean by that term? Yeah.
Just shut up and do what the fuck I tell you to shut up. Shut up and do what I tell you to do. If I'm wrong, call me back after fucking 6 months and consultations and tell me I'm full of shit. And then you want to get on the chat and tell me I ain't shit. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. If that's what you want to do. But you can't do that.
Yeah. Definitely. By the way, yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, it's changed my life. You know, tomorrow night I'm going on I've always wanted to do this. I got the airport lady's number. She's the security lady. Beautiful big black woman. I'm going on a date with her, and definitely thanks to the 5 breaks, just being able to get people's number in the craziest places. Like,
and it only gets easier. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it even now. You know. So, thank you. Harry got a girl one time. She bumped against. We were backstage, and she bumped into the sink. And she goes, "Oh, I didn't even see the sink there." And he goes, "Yeah, sink is deep." And they started a conversation, and then he ended up taking her out, you know? So it just gets easier, but you can't, if you overthink it, then the whole process is so that you don't overthink it. Why? Because that comes from fear, anxiety, and concern, and all of those things are emotions. And what do I say about emotions? Never let emotion have a seat at the table. You feel me? Why? Totally. Because when you let that happen, what do? But you reduce your ability to be provisioned. Your brain works at 1/3 the capacity because of the fear. So you have to get to the point where you're not afraid. And how do you get to the point where you're not afraid?
Absolutely. There's actually one guy that super impressed me and showed me that I have so much more to go. He's like, I don't know, I saw some YouTube video and he's some pickup guy. I don't know. I don't agree with anything, a lot of things he said, but he went out and he just started complimenting, like he has a vlog and where he's like off, not a lot of sleep. And he just goes out on his moped to the beach. And on the way, he's complimenting people left, right, left, right, left, right. He complimented probably 100 people in the space of an hour.
Yeah.
Just like nothing. And I'm like, damn, I need to get to that level. Like he was, and he got rid of the fear. So
yeah, I
really saw that was crazy.
Okay.
Honestly.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in.
For sure. Have a good night, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Let me put this up. Oh, God, it's not sure what happened to the callers. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. He says, can you talk about the rambling and constant explaining that we sometimes get into? Honestly, it's a product of fear. It's like you talking your way through shit that you know because you don't want You want to be on court shooting baskets, but you're afraid to be there, and you're dealing with the anxiety. That you know that's really is the problem.
I'll just put that differently. When people are trying to avoid the emotional aspect of it, as Dante would say, fear, you intellectualize.
Yeah.
So you'll try to just block that out and then give some sort of thought process. And most of the time, that thought process is incorrect or it's just overthought, right? Because you can't just think your way through every scenario. So when you start intellectualizing, which that's what I was getting from the guy,
Yeah.
it that will eventually take your authenticity away. Sometimes you're not being authentic. It's not about being fraud and being a fraud or being fake, but it could just be overthinking the scenario.
It's not intentional, but it becomes that.
Yeah, it becomes that. When you start overthinking everything, you're eventually going to lose whatever's authentic. So again, that's why we were trying to cut him off and breaking it down. We wouldn't let him finish because a lot of his process was intellectualizing something that's supposed to be simple.
Here's the crazy thing, Pun. If you look in the comments, it starts to infect the comments.
It does.
Oh, let him talk. Let him. No, I ain't doing that. I'm not gonna let you motherfucker. I look like RFK, where now I'm gonna let you motherfuckers catch the measles because he don't want to get vaccinated. Like, come on, dog. I'm not even doing that.
And I mean that does make sense, man. When you're just supposed to look at a woman, hey, those are really nice earrings, and keep it moving. When you start strategizing that,
yeah, it's a problem.
That's definitely not authentic.
Call from.
It's Ahmed from Bahrain.
Oh shit. Ahmed, what up, brother?
Hey Dante, how have you been?
How are you?
I am well.
Big shout. This is Ahmed Punisher. This is the guy who made me think about I had to figure out how the principles apply to arranged marriages.
Oh, wow, that's deep.
Yeah. So how's everything, man? How's the new girl?
It's been well. Really well. I'm happy.
I'm glad, bro.
That has been in a very long time. There's always kinks. I've been trying to get a consultation with you since months now, before anything even happens this time.
Yeah.
But every time I put I put a set amount of money aside for the consultation. Some unforeseen expense comes up, and I'm like, next month, and then it's next month. All
right, well, let's get it done before. Let's get it done. If there's any concerns and stuff, let's figure that out before. Okay.
Yeah. How has your visit to the UK been? How's your kid?
Oh, he's doing great.
Came back, no?
He's doing great. Getting back. I just got back. So getting ready to go back again for Christmas.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. But
Punisher, how are you?
What's going on, brother? Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too. Finally got a call in. It's very early in our country, so it's very difficult to.
Thanks for staying up, Ahmed.
Especially with shift.
Thanks for staying up.
I have not a question. This might sound weird. These have been collecting for a while now, so since I haven't been able to get a call in for a very long time, I have so many questions. I won't ask all of them, but I will ask the one that's nagging me the most.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I was talking with a few friends of mine a while back, and I was telling them your story with your first wife.
Yeah.
And one of them got upset that you paid for her education and you helped her through that. Like, why is he helping her? And why is he paying for her education? Is he crazy? Now she left him.
Okay. What's the question?
And he kept calling you names. I got pissed, and he saw me positively irked. So he stopped. He was like, I can see you're vexed, and he stopped. So my question is, what do you think about paying for your wife's expenses for her studies?
Let me
Or
let me
any
let me
major
say
expense,
something. And
if
this
you have
is
the money.
so I had the well, she didn't have the money. That's the first thing. Second thing was that what I realized, what was great about that I learned from that is that I learned who I was as a person, right? What I mean by that is I've always been a giver. Like I've always been a person who's looked out for people. And that's not just women, but that's my family members, that's my friends, and a lot of times my friends,
Then if she's your wife, then she's your family.
Huh?
If she's your wife, then she's your family as well.
I agree. Well, but the other thing is, the point is that what I had to learn about myself, because this is a process of me learning myself. I mean, I was much younger then as well. And what I realized is that I have to recognize when people are quote unquote takers, right? Because if I'm hanging out with a taker, right? They're always the person that takes, and I'm always the person that gives. One of the things that why, Punisher and our friendship has kind of rekindled without sounding like a fruit pop, is because authentically Punisher is a dude who looks out for his friends and goes above and beyond. And I'm that way. I mean, he's on here now because of that, right? But I have friends who don't do that, who are used to people doing things for them, who are used to taking. And what you have to recognize is you don't want to change who you are. You just want to be the best version of yourself. So I don't want to be not a generous person. I just want to be generous to the people who appreciate it and who are good to me. So in order to that, I can't let, there's an old saying where they go, the scorpion and the frog, there's a flood rising and the scorpion says, please, can I get on your back? I'm going to drown. Can I get on your back and you take me to dry land? And the frog says, no, you're a scorpion, right? And he goes, please, I promise that, just please, I'm going to drown. So the scorpion goes up on the frog's back. The frog starts swimming across. He gets to the center where the deep water is, and the scorpion stings him. He dies. The scorpion dies. And as they're both getting ready to die and drown, the frog says, why'd you do this to me? And the scorpion says, because I'm a scorpion. Just what I do.
You shouldn't have believed me.
Yeah, like for you to think that I was going to be different when I've told you who I am is my mistake. And so she wasn't special. She was just the chick that I picked. And to be real honest, she wasn't even really that smart. I was the one that got her interested in school because I was helping her do term papers. She didn't know how to do term papers and research papers, and she got into it, and then she became fanatical. But it doesn't matter. I mean, we don't.
Would you say that?
Huh?
Would you say that at the time you could not discern that she was a scorpion?
I was at that time when I was young. I used to think that everybody thought the way I thought. That friends look out for friends. That people respect each other. That people want the best for you. That you should be kind to people. That should be your lead off. And I'm not like that anymore. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm not like that, but I'm just not like that for everybody. Yeah. So if she wasn't special, I would have done that. If there was any chick that I was with and she had some endeavor and we were dating, I would have done everything I could do to make her life better. The difference is now is if you don't know that and you fuck around and disrespectful or whatever, fuck you. I cut you. You cut off before you know it.
And yo, Ahmed, let me give you some.
I've been doing that more actually.
Yeah, and Ahmed, let me give you
with
some.
my current one. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me, bro.
Ahmed, God, Punisher's trying to tell you something.
Yeah, let me give you some understanding about women, right? Women operate on something called hypergamy, right? So they generally pick men that they feel are better than them, right? And that's really their natural. It's not even a bad thing. They're kind of wired that way by nature.
Yeah.
But you'll notice that as a man, that if you meet a woman and you upgrade her level of importance of herself, it can actually alter the dynamic of your hypergamy. Where now, once she sees herself as equal, or maybe even better, then she loses her value in the man. So Dante just being the guy he is, because as men, we're supposed to build our women and help them and whatever they need. He built her to a degree where he elevated her, and somehow his generosity made her lose her value of him. And
Even
that's
though-
a chance you take.
Even though a certificate is a false sense of status.
Yeah, well, because here's the thing. I'll give you an
really
example.
translate into much.
I'll give you a quick example how this, and then we've been on almost 2 hours, so we gotta shut this down. But the so what happened was,
lucky for me, I guess.
yeah. So we were like, so what happened was, when I met her, she had a daughter, and she was like, she was actually a stripper, and she was like, I wanted me, like I met her daughter liked me, and she said, we want to be with you. But she was still running the streets and stripping, and I was like, listen, I like you, and I like your daughter. I said, but you have nothing to bring. You have nothing, like you still running around shaking your ass. I go, so I really enjoy your company. I care about you. But yeah, I'm not doing that. What she did was she quit stripping. She enrolled in college. She got a job, right? And she actually bought me a ferret. I had this thing about ferrets at the time. So she went to a dealer and she bought me a ferret, right? Came to my house and she's like, we want you. Hold on, big shout to Planet Jambit. Will you guys be live on Thursday? No, I'll be on the road, but we will be live again on Sunday. So I said, let me think about it. Now, I didn't just say yeah, and she was smoking hot, right? And I said, well, let me think about it. It wasn't because I was arrogant. The reason why I said, let me think about it, because I knew she had a daughter involved, and I didn't want to take on that responsibility if I couldn't make a real commitment to her daughter, because then her daughter ends up being a stripper, because she has these abandonment issues from the man that came in her life and just abandoned her, right?
What? Your daughter from your first wife?
Yeah.
Did she become a pilot?
Yes, she did become a pilot. Yes, but I stuck it out with her till she was already like getting ready to looking at colleges. We broke up after that. So what happened was, but her mother was like, I ain't gonna be one of them mothers that don't have a life because of their kid. And I was like, oh yes, the fuck you are. Like, you had this kid, and she had the kid to keep her boyfriend at the time. So like, this is the type of chick she was. So I helped her get her associates. I helped her get a bachelor's. I helped her get her master's. And even when she got her master's, her family, it was almost uncomfortable, because her family was thanking me because I turned her life around, right? And on the after we went to the graduation, she was like, now I got to go for my PhD. And I was like, whoa. When are you going to be a wife? Right? And she was like, oh, you trying you trying to stop me from growing. You don't want me to da 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 da. You want me to be a success, da 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 da, right? And I was like, no, I'm just saying, where's the balance in this, right? But then not only did she do that, but she also didn't want me to do comedy. You got a good job. I was working with the phone company. I was a delegate. She was like, why are you doing? I go, and then I got my first road gig in overseas in Holland. I went out to Amsterdam, to Rotterdam. And she was like, I don't think a man should be away from his family and da da da, until she had to travel for her college, for her master's degree. Then all of a sudden the travel was fine. You know, actually, she wanted me the first time she traveled for her degree, like she did it online, but then there's certain tests you have to take at the actual school. And I the first time I went and traveled with her, sat in a hotel room with her, with my stepdaughter, and we hung out and waited till she came out of class, and then went to dinner. The second time I was missing gigs and stuff, and so it just made it very obvious that she was a taker and she didn't give a fuck, and she was just always going to take.
Yeah.
I went to Holland. I met this bad little Dutch chick in Holland, right? And I went back and forth to Holland maybe like 12, 15 times, hooking up with her until that fizzled out. But when I came back from Holland, she was giving me the silent treatment a week before I went to Holland. She never called to see if I was if I got there okay, if I was safe. When I came back, I came in the house and she still wasn't talking to me after I had been away for a week. And I packed my shit and left.
The same shit that happened with me with my ex-wife.
Yeah. I just packed my shit. I was like, I'm not going to pay rent, help you, and then still whatever the fuck. But we had paid down on a house, and we were in the process of moving the house. And I'm like, yo, fuck it, take the down payment, whatever. She moved into the house, right? We split up. We never talked. We did the divorce. Basically, she called me up and said, if I get the papers up, would you sign them? I was like, absolutely. We never spoke again, right? Plus, I was running back and forth to Holland, this little cutie I had in Rotterdam, right? And this little Dutch girl with a fat booty, I was in Rotterdam. And then we got divorced. She called me later when I think she turned 40. And she was the type of chick that would have, her birthday would come and she would celebrate her birthday for the whole month of October, right? And I couldn't believe she called me. She called me up. And when she called me on her birthday, I saw the phone, I saw her number, and I was like, who's this? And she was like, oh, you don't know? I was like, who is it? She was like, this is your ex-wife. I was like, oh, what's up? She was like, oh, it's my birthday. I had even forgotten that it was her birthday. And she was like, oh, but here's the thing. She was in that house that I paid the down payment on. It was empty. Like I could hear her voice bouncing off the walls, right? So I was like, well, did you ever finish your PhD? No. So here's the thing. Any of the progress that she had was because of me. And the minute I removed myself from her life, that progress stopped. So what I realized is that I have the ability to upgrade people and make people better. She wasn't better. She just thought it was. And I think she also resented me because when she was doing nothing and had nothing to offer, I said, you don't, I was like, you have nothing to offer. And I think she held that against me. Got, like, what you talk about, hyper, what do you call it? Hypergamy? Hypergamy.
Yeah.
Hypergamy. Once she felt like she was better. But then once I left, she didn't grow an inch. Everything that I left her with was the same situation. She doesn't have a relationship with her daughter. She doesn't have a relationship with her.
By the way.
Say again?
This is actually documented, by the way. A lot of women will pursue higher education, even though their husbands don't have a fancy degree, but they usually have better income. They're more experienced in life. And just more knowledgeable. And that's how women with higher degrees stay with men who don't have a degree, basically. But it does give them that false sense of
Value.
confidence.
Yeah.
I would say,
Yeah.
a false sense of value, even though the certificate itself doesn't equate to anything. Like I've got a fancy master's or PhD degree in this useless thing.
And the real thing was that there was no growth from the time I left her to the time she remarried some young dude that she probably ran his life, because she was sorely trying to run my life, and I'm quite sure she's very miserable now. I'm positive about it. So my point being is, you are who you are. You don't want to change who you are because of what people do, because then that is control. Then that means these people have control over you. What you want to do is maintain you are, and then limit access to people who are not worthy. Okay?
Yes. One last question. I know you're running late.
Go ahead, make it quick. We 2 hours in. Oh shit, I lost him. If he calls back, I'll pick. Let me do this. RSX 32. What do you have to say about all those Indian guys who do the whole study hard thing, become a doctor, engineer thing, and their parents are trying to arrange marriages for them based on success? Check out the Man School YouTube page. Please like and subscribe to Dante Nero and the Man School page. But we just did about a good friend of mine, Akash Singh, who had the arranged marriage and didn't have no game, and now he's in a situation with a 20-year-old, 22-year-old girl that's running his life. So you can look at that. Just go on Man School website. Me and Harry just did a video on that. But if you Google Akash Singh, you'll see. And what happens is, a lot of times Indians and Muslim, it's the culture that the culture of survival, and not the culture of being explicit enough to pursue your own happiness. And so, especially Indian culture, it's like your parents, it's to honor your parents. But I don't disagree with that, but you got to also understand that your parents had their life, you get yours, and they don't get to control and fuck up your life like they did. A lot of those arranged marriages are with people who don't even like each other. They don't talk to each other. It becomes a marriage of utility, not of joy and love and happiness and sharing and stuff like that. So there's that. Anyway, we gotta shut this motherfucker down. Pun, you want to plug your shit real quick, and I'll put up first of all the patreon.com. Please follow us on the patreon.com/manschool 202. We do the bonus content. We're on there. Also, don't forget the one-on-one consultations, DanteNero.com. Click on consult. Don't forget to follow me. Punisher, you want to talk real quick? Plug your shit?
Just real quick, man. Just Instagram @GetPunished. Obviously, I got my book, In Search of Freezer Meat. It's my life story. Real interesting stuff about masculinity and men and holding your value and how that can diminish for different reasons. It's a good read, and check it out on Amazon. And I'll be popping in on Man School 202 every now and then.
All right, GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, What Would Dante Do? The Sexual Revolution being podcasted. Yo, I love y'all, man. Ahmed, you're going to have to call back another time, brother. We shut it down. We've been up for 2 hours. Appreciate everybody for calling in. Thank you, everybody, for the support. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out my channel, Dante Nero, real quick. I've been doing some political stuff. Check that out. I love y'all, man. Peace.